Podcasts are funny, right? You get a chance to listen in on a conversation that you're not a part of, and for whatever reason, it's not weird? We want to make sure that you feel as not weird as possible by telling you a little bit about ourselves and letting you get to know us. The hyped Iron Man sim Anthem also had an interesting VIP demo fall into players' hands this week that wasn't received nearly as well as Bioware would have hoped. And that's what we want to talk about this week on the Free Play Podcast.
You are listening to the Free Play Podcast with us.The, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network.
What's up, nerds? My name is us.The, and you are listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. And join with me, as always, is my boy Matt Warmbier.
Me.
You better stop.
Stop.
You better stop.
We're having some technical issues here, and I like to mess with
Yeah,
these guys.
See, you're dropping out right now because that's karma. That's karma right there.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play a
That's
joke
what you
like
get.
that.
So if Matt drops out during this, just pretend like he said something funny or interesting or...
Just laugh along.
Yeah, it might make the podcast better for you. I don't know. And also with us is Kate Katawaki.
Hello.
Kate is not only
It's
just
me.
one of the hosts here, she is our brand spanking new producer of this show.
Well,
And so if you don't like the content, you know exactly who to email, kate@lovethynerd.com. But no, seriously though, give us some feedback on what you guys think about the flow of the show, different things that we're doing. If you think we should be doing something else, Kate's always looking for more content to yap about, right?
I am.
They say that right?
I am. If somebody has a good
that's the exact
idea,
word.
and I opened some conversation
Ooh,
on I don't know what I was trying to say. I started a conversation thread on the in the community just
On
for
the
some
thing. Just say that on the thing.
on the thing for you guys who listen to see like what do you like, what would you like to see more of on this podcast. And also I started another thread that was like, hey, ask us questions and your question may be on the podcast.
We have a
And there
couple of
are
those coming up later on in the episode.
Stop thinking my thoughts. Come on.
Yeah, but where did they go? I put them in the doc and now they're gone.
Well, it's nebulous.
hold on.
So
Maybe it was in the other doc you sent us to our messengers.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It
yeah,
was in
it's
that
all
one.
over the place. We got PDFs, we got Google Docs, we got all sorts of things because we are a semi-professional weekly podcast. This here Free Play Podcast, but we are not the only
that what you
ones
call us?
here on this network. They call us a lot of things. Let's be fair.
Semi-proficient.
Yeah. We are not the only ones here on this podcast network. We also have Humans of Gaming. And on the latest episode of Humans of Gaming, Drew and April Lynn interview some of the developers that we had live from PAX 2019, featuring Rami Ishmael, one half of Vlambeer, Becca Saltzman of Finji, and so much more. You can find us and Humans of Gaming, as well as our comics podcast, The Pull List, on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Okay, pitch over. Kate approved of that, and so now we're going to move on to the next piece of the show. Guys, you may be brand new to the Free Play Podcast, and if you are, thank you so much for tuning in. But we want to give you a little bit about who we are and what this podcast is. If you don't know, the podcast that we're doing right now, Free Play, is just this most random thing that you've probably ever heard. We're going to talk a lot about absolutely nothing. Things that we think are fun and interesting. Just a lot of what we call banter in the industry. That's an industry term. And we are also going to talk about things that may be video game related. They may be board game related. They may be just general nerdy, geeky things. So just be ready for any and all things here on the Free Play Podcast. That being said, we want to let you know a little bit about us as hosts, because part of what we're trying to do here on the Free Play Podcast is build a relationship in the weirdest way possible, which is without you talking back to us. Which I guess is kind of ideal. That's the ideal one, right?
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. It just sounds so like it's fine.
Good.
You will
It
listen
sounds
to
so
every word that I
good.
say.
Yeah. As long as it's not broken up, which really is kind of how Matt rolls right now.
Is it still doing it? I hate it.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
you're fine. You're fine.
I
You're
don't know.
doing good.
It's yeah.
Thanks,
So
Kate.
we want to let you know just a couple of quick fire things here. Where are we from? We're going to answer some basic questions. So Matt, why don't you start? Where are you from?
I am from Louisville, Kentucky, originally from Michigan, but I've lived here for like 14 years, so I'm from here. What else do you want to know?
Well, we'll get to that in a second. We'll have a ton of more pressing questions here.
They're
Kate,
just quick.
where are you from?
I am from California, Southern California, Ventura County.
I think it's pronounced
Sunny.
SoCal. Yeah.
Sunny all the time, and I hate it.
People always,
Thank
you.
Southern Cal.
thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't think people there said that. Like, the sun's so wonderful. I love
I
skin
hate it.
cancer.
I hate it. So
Hates
I
the
just
sun.
said it.
Good. You should
Yeah,
move.
I like to stay inside.
Midwest.
I'll consider it.
Yeah. And me, I hail from Tejas. And
Never heard of it.
to me, all of the places that they have just mentioned, it's like West Texas, North Texas, Northeast Texas. I equate everything to a Texas geography. And so you guys don't necessarily live in California or Kentucky. You live in different parts of Texas to me, which is just easier for me. I don't know all 50, however many states we have. Nifty 50,
yeah.
United
55.
States. Yeah. Oh, we're up to 55 now. Thanks, Trump. Yeah.
55.
But no, I mean, I'm Matt says that he's from Michigan. I'm from New Mexico. Heavy air quotes that you guys can't see me doing that. But I'm in Texas now, and I was basically in Texas then. I was like 10 minutes from the border. So, but yeah, so that's kind of where we are physically in space here in these United States, all 55 of them, as Kate said. What kind of gamer are you, Matt? What kind of gamer are you?
I have mostly been doing more tabletop gaming in the past couple years. If I do play video games, I typically single player Zelda type game where I can just go and do my own thing. I do like playing with people online, but I feel like it's a lot of pressure. And maybe it shouldn't
Agreed.
Hey, just get
feel
good,
like that.
okay?
But I'm just not good, and I don't have time to get good.
What if it's
Oh.
impossible for somebody like me? I can't get good.
Right. She
Well,
can't get good.
Yeah,
That's
so-
a fair
We know
point.
that.
Yeah.
So like if you want to watch me play my games, like I just feel kind of paranoid about that too. Like I'm just not as good as other people. Like let me do my own thing at my own. I'm gonna like lift, every shake here, and it's boring. But
You're just a series of blips and bloops to me right now.
I have no idea what you just said, and it made my soul so happy.
Yeah.
Knowing that.
So
Who
like
knows
we said,
anymore?
we're not going to go back and do that. You guys just fill in the blanks on your
play the
end,
game.
because
Yes, I play
we-
the games.
We are a proficient podcast. #proficient. No, Kate, you, Kate.
You could go first.
I could, but I don't want to. Ladies first.
Okay.
Ladies and Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what type of gamer am I? I like video games. I really struggle with tabletop games. Like, I can't get a tabletop game by myself and read the directions and understand how to play it. If I'm going to play a tabletop game, somebody has to be there helping me. Usually one of you two.
That's okay. You're
And then I
fine.
ask the same questions 500 times, and you have to answer the same thing 500 times. And on the 600th time, it sticks.
Yeah,
I think it's fun.
Rhino Hero's hard, so don't beat yourself up.
Well, I can do that one. That one's fine. But once it starts to get past that, it's sticky territory. So, anyways, I usually stick to video games. I'm a PlayStation 4 and Switch gamer. I usually do single player RPG stuff. I'm not good at multiplayer. It really stresses me out. And I know I'm not good. Like, I don't go out there trying to be good. And the fact that I know that I'm not good, I don't know, makes it more awkward.
Yeah, it makes you better. Yeah, you're in this constant loop of get good.
Yeah, so I don't try. I just play long narratives. I'm like, the longer the story, the better for me. That's great. I don't want to play with anyone. I don't want anyone watching me.
Yep.
Which is why we want you to stream so bad.
Would you let us watch? Would you just let us watch sometime?
Maybe if you were muted. Otherwise, it'll just be like Steven, who,
Oh, yeah.
for those who don't know, is my husband who says, why do you die so much?
Check that over there. Why are you doing this? Look behind you. Come on.
Here's the deal.
Yeah, you didn't see that guy behind you is what I get.
You stream it, and then you just let us talk to Steven the whole time. Like, that'll be the interaction. We'll talk about your gameplay with Steven.
Oh, that's a good idea. It could be like
that's my worst
Mystery
nightmare.
Science 3000 or whatever. Like we just
yes.
commentate on it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Write that down.
Hard pass. Very hard pass. Bubba, how about you? What do you?
I'm kind of this weird omnivore, ambiguous gamer. Like, I'll play almost anything if I think I will enjoy it. And maybe that's how everybody should play games. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I'll play right now. I'm primarily a tabletop gamer, and that's not to slight video games. I do love video games. I think I bought 2 or 3 video games over the past week. Like when we got back from PAX, I bought 2 of them. But I want to play the things that I think I'm going to have the best time with. And if I'm especially playing a game with other people, which 9 times out of 10 I am, I want them to have a good time too. And so I think I've found that board games really offer that for me at this current juncture in my life. And whereas I've tried to play video games with my kids, so many button combinations and different things that you can do. Whereas I can play a really simple board game, and I can teach them different concepts about gaming and strategy and all sorts of stuff. I haven't found that with video games yet. I'm sure there's something out there, but I just haven't really put the time in. So I find myself being a tabletop gamer right now. Still kind of pulled towards video games, when they're cheap. I really like them. I find myself being more of a video gamer when they're cheap, or free. I like both of those, cheap and free.
Free is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Yeah. So let's move on real quick. Some other facts about you, and you guys better give me some dope, really good examples here, or else the world's gonna know that they were just terrible. So, Matt, we'll go ahead and start with you. Why don't you give me?
Yeah, what are your facts?
I should have read this before.
Give me 2 facts.
I told it to you days ago.
Hey, don't shame him. Don't read shame him.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Don't be rude.
Other facts. I have 5 children. The oldest is 10. The youngest is 21 months. I love reggae, and I don't know. Gosh, just ask me. Just ask me anything.
Okay, here. Okay, let's say.
Jeez, how about you do it for me?
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
Give an interesting fact about you.
Yeah.
You're a lot taller in person than someone would assume.
You are taller in person than you are online. Yeah.
Thank you. Sit up straight. That's right. Sit up straight.
Another fact about you is that someone would think that you'd be like you'd smell like a homeless person in real life, but it's normal. But you're normal.
Good. Yeah, that's true.
Just based off your profile picture alone.
Well, not anymore.
No, not anymore. But like another one, someone would be like.
Yeah, I mean, I like to wear
Styles,
sweaters, and I have a long beard. So that
shawls. You like shawls?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that usually equates to like smelly old man, but I've kind of kept the smell at bay for now. I have a wife who lets me know if I need to shower.
You're doing good.
I'm good.
No, it was great. I just wasn't expecting it.
Thanks. Appreciate that. I don't stink.
Welcome.
I don't not stink.
Okay, so here we go. I like where this is going. Not with the stink stuff, but I like us not sharing things about ourselves, but different people sharing things about us.
Oh, okay. So, I like that.
Okay,
so Matt,
good.
why don't you share 2 things about Kate that people might not know?
Yeah.
Kate was probably going to do a better job than we will. Kate was a Disney princess. She was in a band. She was a drummer, and she went on tour and played in large stadiums and things like that. So Disney owned
paid in
KSM.
contacts,
right? Yeah, paid in contacts. Go ahead.
Not
one
contracts, like contact
Yeah.
lenses.
Yeah,
I got
box.
one box of free contacts, and I got a Nintendo DS Lite.
Whoa, you still have that?
Yeah, I do actually.
Did it have Mick Mouse in the back of it?
No, they let me
Mickey
pick
Mouse.
between some games, and I picked Mario Party.
Oh, that was a poor choice.
They
Well,
didn't have good choices.
Kate
Wrong
Drums,
path,
I'll
mate.
just say it's Kate Drums, and she was on tour for years.
Not-
And
Well, like 2
Tens
years.
of
she's-
years probably.
Not
Yep.
not that's not true.
5?
I was in that band for 5 years.
Okay. Well, okay, Bubba, what do you got?
Well, I don't know. That was a pretty good one. Kate suffers from irritable bowel syndrome, and sometimes slight, sometimes a little less slight, more severe.
That's gotten a lot better, by the way.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
proud of you.
I'm just saying.
The people
So
need
I-
to know these things.
That's true.
Well,
Everyone
because
should be aware.
if you ever meet Kate in person and she just disappears halfway through a conversation, she's handling some business, filing a little
It
paperwork.
goes
as
fast.
it
It
were.
goes fast, though. You have to admit, it's very fast.
It is fast.
I'm not sure you wash your hands.
It depends if I'm in a hurry or not.
Which she usually is in those scenarios.
Yeah,
I'm
she
joking.
really
No, I'm
is.
just kidding.
All right, now you guys each give a fact about me. This is fun. From a narcissistic point of view, this
Go
is
for
my
it,
favorite
Kate.
thing.
A fact about Bubba: he doesn't like onions.
That is
On
a
his
fact.
burgers.
That's true.
That is
And
a
I know that
fact.
because one time I picked him up and we went to get In and Out and we ordered the same burger, but his said no onions. And then I ate the whole burger, but at the end I realized it was his.
After I specifically asked you not to eat my burger, don't
And he
eat
had to
my
pick
burger.
the onions. He had to pick the onions off of the other burger that was
Yeah.
mine.
And you had to eat the whole burger before you realized yours didn't have onions on it. What the heck, Kate?
I'm crying laughing right now.
What the freaking heck?
Let's see
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Bubba has a dog that can't jump because that's how God made him, according to Caleb.
He can jump now.
What? No, he could. I don't believe that.
No, man. White dogs can jump now. Yeah, he's got some
No.
sweet hops.
No, he has like half legs. There's no way that dog.
He does. He is. We call him a Saint Bernard, which isn't a real dog.
It is now.
Yeah.
Indy knows what's going on.
But he's like this. He's this really large sausage dog with, I don't know. What do you think, Matt? Like 4 inches of leg?
Yeah,
Maybe.
That's what it looks
Much-
like from the photos that I've
not
seen.
much legs.
Yeah. But he does. He gets up on the couch now. He tried to get on the table to eat our food the other day. So he's feeling a lot better. Yeah.
Didn't work. Okay.
No. Okay, those are pretty mediocre.
I like it. I think you got good ones.
I did. I'm gonna throw one in there because I don't know that this is one that even you guys know about me, or maybe you forgot you knew. I cannot give blood. My blood is tainted. I lived.
Really?
Yeah, I lived in England. I was born in England, and we moved when I was 1. And
Oh, hello, mate.
hello, cheerio,
Hello.
ciao.
Hello, governor.
Hello, governor. Yeah. Every time I try and speak with a British accent, it's either like real heavy Downton Abbey or it's like street slang. So there is no in between. But I cannot give blood because I lived there during a period where mad cow disease was running like rampant. And
You have mad cow?
Wow, I love this.
maybe, who knows? They don't want my blood. So, and I told them, I was like, another fun fact about that, I don't know what my blood type is because they wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't even take my blood to just tell me what my blood type was because they didn't want it to get cross-contaminated with anything else. So,
Wow.
Yep.
This has made my
There you
day.
go.
Don't ever bleed on me, okay?
well, too late.
Just don't bleed on me, bro.
Oh, man. So if anybody ever needs a blood transfusion and I don't give you one, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because I'm looking out for your best interest. So, oh man, but that's a little bit about us, guys. There's so many more facts, literally a lifetime's worth of facts for each of us that we could tell you, but we won't. So just ask us questions. We'll be sure to tell you anything. We kind of have an ongoing AMA. Really, there's nothing about us that we probably won't tell you if you just ask us. So yeah, that's the best way to build relationships with somebody is to ask them questions. And like I said, that's really what we're trying to do with this podcast, is that maybe you'll say, hey, they've got a show coming up to Phoenix. What is it called? Fan
Fusion.
Fandemonium, Fan Fusion, Comic-Con.
Electric
the
Boogaloo.
hottest month of the year.
Yeah.
Why is this not working?
We also have a Gen Con coming up and sorts of stuff like that. So, if you see us going out on trips, for you to say, hey, I want to go and hang out with those people. Matt's going to be on every single one of those trips because that's his job. So maybe you want to go and hang out with Matt. I would say go ahead and do it.
I'll pass.
Okay. Yeah. That was rude. But we're going to move on.
Sorry, just my opinion.
Just her honest opinion.
Just my honest opinion.
IMHO. Also, guys, another thing, we are heavily sarcastic with each other and with everybody else. So if it sounds like we're being rude to each other, we're not. We are just, we fight like brothers and sister. So don't worry about it. You can get over it. Let's move the show along. We always will do a thing where we tell you what it is that we're playing. And the hopes of that segment is that we can share things with you that you might not have known were even games that you might want to start playing, or that you would join us online, or even just tabletop game if it is that, playing and joining in the conversation. So let's go ahead and do that. Kate, why don't you tell us, what have you been playing?
I have been playing a indie Switch game called Gris. And somebody told me about this game and said, you need to check this out. And I'm like, okay, because I was kind of in Assassin's Creed Odyssey land. Finished that up, picked up this game. It was like 16 or 17 bucks. It is very cool. It is about a girl who is going through some sort of trauma in her life and going through the healing process, which sounds not like a fun game. But but it's really
You're
fun.
really selling it.
It is super artistic. The art is really well done. It's like this watercolor kind of hand-drawn vibe. And as the girl starts out, it's basically just black and white. And as you go along through each kind of stage, you unlock a new color. And that color fills in the world more and more and more until you get to the end and you're like free, I guess. Or you're kind of, I guess free is the word. There was a secret ending and someone told me about it. And I'm like, why does that
spoilers.
Have to be... Well, I just don't understand if it's a key part of the story. Why is it a secret?
Oh, well, that's a good point.
So
because it's better that way.
I guess so, but whatever.
Thanks, Matt.
This game was really great, and as you kind of progress and unlock these new colors, it's like you're getting to the next stage of the healing process. So you unlock a new color and you get a new power to use to kind of solve these puzzles, which, by the way, were interesting and good, but not so hard that I wanted to quit, which is what I do with a lot of puzzle games.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker,
it would be reverse. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker would be on the low end.
No, you liked that game. Don't you dare.
No, I liked it. It just wasn't a 10 out of 10 Kate. It was just so short. So this would be above Captain Toad. Like,
hey,
this
I
is
gave
a great...
you the scale. Now choose
I don't understand scale. Can you
just give me the answer? Did you already finish the game?
Yeah, Captain Toad. I don't know.
Okay,
great,
cool,
pretty good game.
It's a good game. I would recommend it if you like indie games. I would recommend it if you can get through a game with no real dialogue or anything. It's a kind of metaphorical game, so both of you guys would not like it. You'd not understand.
You don't know me.
Well,
I do, and you would not. And you would not. I do know, and you would not get through this game. So
I like sick burn
dialogue games. I like dialogue and not dialogue games.
You like Red Dead Redemption 2. That's different.
That's different. It's different. So
I like games I don't talk about. I want to talk about what people want to hear about, right?
So what? My game? People don't want to hear about my game?
No, they want to hear about you, and they want to hear about the games that you like.
Okay. Anyways, this game, Gris, you can pick up for, I last saw it, $17. It's by Devolver Digital and an indie developer called Nomada Studio from Barcelona. So
Ooh-wee.
It's very worldly.
Exotic.
Playing some exotic games. What about you, Matt?
I feel like I haven't been playing as much as I
Open up them
want to
BG
play.
stats, bro.
I did, and I haven't played a lot. I played Dice because
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've been playing a lot of. But I also got Junk Art, which either of you know much about that. Junk Art, that's a stacking dexterity. And you're kind of either racing the other player to stack these obscure shapes that are the junk, or you're trying to kind of sabotage the other people while they stack, and you're trying to gain fans of your art exhibit that you're making. So we were able to play that. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, you would like it, Kate. It's super easy. You know, you're balancing. The bad news is when you play with kids and they put their elbows down hard on the table or shake the table. I'm like, well, there's that. But it's fun. It's easy fun. It's kind of like one of those perfect pre-bedtime games for them.
How long does it take to play?
Maybe 30 minutes.
That's not bad.
And I think we probably could have done it quicker, known all the rules. You choose 3 cards, and each card you then look in the book, and it kind of tells you like what this scenario, like what you're doing. So you might draw 10 cards, and then you pass whatever junk you want the player to your left to stack next, or you 10 cards and you're trying to get through you're trying to get through all of your cards, and you're trying to stack all the 10 pieces of junk before the other 2 players do.
So it has a drafting element?
Each round, like each scenario is a little bit different. So some you just draw cards, like everyone just draws 10 cards and uses those cards. Yeah, it's super easy and colorful. It's kind of like, just again, like one of those games you could play before bedtime, or
sure,
when you don't really want to think about, because after long days of work or long days of whatever your life, overwhelms you with, like being able to play a game that you don't have to think, is high on my list.
Oh yeah, you're speaking my love language right now.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. Still working my way through Red Dead. I'm just kind of hit this point where I think I'm on chapter 4. I'm like super close to chapter 4. This big event just happened. I have crazy stories. I mean, besides like everyone's typical, you have it on cinematic mode and your guy just like smashes into it and you like fly off your horse. And
that was a good video.
Those are kind of normal things, but nothing like crazy. I think I finally worked the controllers out to know not to have my gun out when I want you. They think you're going to shoot them, which is, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I'm just trying to talk, let my gun do the talking, right? Or something.
Or something, yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm really trying to get through it so I can get on to God of War, because I haven't started it. Because
it's so good.
I know.
Kate,
Red
no
Dead is so
spoilers.
good. Yeah, Red Dead is so good, but I know if I start God of War, I'll have a real hard time getting back to Red Dead, because that's my life. And I still need to get back and finish the Spider-Man DLC. I haven't done that yet either.
But you finished the main story though, so that's
Finish the main story. That would just be bonus content. I'm just kind of saving those for like when I have nothing else. So yeah.
Yeah, tell me about what that's like to have nothing else to do.
Nothing else main to play.
Well, I have been playing so many games, and I'm so glad that Kate is giving me the rest of the podcast to talk about this.
No, that's not true.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I guess I'll narrow it down.
I told you to pick 1 or 2.
Here's what. If you want to know what I have been playing, like for real, just go follow me on Insta. Also follow me in the Twitterverse. Kate, handle me, bro. What are my handles?
Your handle on Instagram is @the Bubba Cup, but your handle on Twitter is @Bubba Cup.
Yeah.
So you need to fix that. So the same.
Kate is super social media bro. She's our chief social media nerd, and part of that is that she really is handling Matt and I as far as socials go, to make us legit and all sorts of things, and I appreciate that. The thing that I have been responsible for is #Bubba plays a game a day. And I will tell you guys, I did not think this was going to be as hard as it has turned out to be. It is a difficult task to play one game a day.
I just knew it.
Yeah, like.
I mean, it is.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna play a game a day because I'm a man of my word. #integrity, and
That's
so
not one of the hashtags.
you can follow me on Insta. That's my primary post, and then Kate will take and repost it to the tweets. And I so many games. I can't even go. In the last month, I've played 33 games.
So crazy.
That's awesome.
We're not even through with the month yet, and I've played 33 of those games.
Oh, I'm gonna see what I'm at.
So,
No.
but a couple that stand out to me right here are I finally got to play Dragoon, and I bought it it lives at my house now, and I like that game. I am not very good at it because I don't feel like I completely understand all of the strategery that goes into it. But that game is beautiful. I took it home and I ironed it. It's a cloth
You
map.
ironed it?
Oh yeah, baby. I ironed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool looking. Even I
Gorgeous.
think that game is cool looking.
So freaking gorgeous. And another game that I got recently was Tokyo Highway. And the first time I even played this game was at PAX. April Lynn brought it, and it seemed like a fun little, whatever kind of game. And then, but you're building these highways out of popsicle sticks, and there, you get different points for going over highways and under highways, and you're trying not to build over columns, and your table becomes this landscape that you're basically a civil engineer, like laying out a highway that nobody would drive on ever in a million years.
Well, you haven't been to Tokyo.
Amen to that. But I mean, honestly, like it was so fun, and I was playing with my wife last night, and she was having a hard time because every time we would do something, I would say, "Oh, okay, and don't forget." Or, by the way, when you do this, yada, yada, yada. The rule book is 1 page. Like, it's not very, very in-depth at all. Maybe it's 2 pages. But it's not very in-depth at all. But there are a lot of, like, nuances of where and how you can place things. And so when she would place something, I would be like, oh, okay, hey, don't forget that you can do an exit ramp here. Or if you do this, you actually get to place 2 cars. And so I actually... and this happens far more than I'm willing to give myself credit for, I actually work myself out of a win in a game because I'm helping somebody else have the best possible experience. People have better experiences when they win, right?
Oh, that's so sweet.
How thoughtful and
So
selfless.
it came to, well, let me finish the story before you say that. So it came to the last turn, and I was like, oh, hey, babe, I'm so sorry. I'm going to win here. I don't want it to be that way, but I'm going to do this. But I actually was doing an illegal move. So you actually can't go down or up more than 1 in the opposite direction of however high your pillar is stacked. And I was trying to go from 2 to ground floor to exit. You can't do that. And so I was like, you know what? Actually, it's going to go 1 more turn, and it's probably going to end, in a tie or whatever. Game can't end in a tie. Whoever places their last car, it's over. And I spent the next 15 minutes trying to figure out a way to get rid of all of my cars, and I couldn't do it. And I was super bummed out about it.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I had to mark it as a loss in my BG stats. But she won. And she liked it, and she asked how many people play this game and their roads look like ours, and I was like, probably every single person. I'll tell you this, Matt, we played a little bit at PAX. It's way different 2-player than it is with any other number of people.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Your guys' roads look good.
Well, did I show you the top-down view? I don't remember if I showed you the top-down.
No, I didn't see that one.
It starts to,
It
looks like a zipper. Because you're trying to get points by weaving in and out of roads and stuff. So it looks really cool, and I mean, it was really, really, really fun to play. If you get a chance, go buy Tokyo Highway. We'll probably end up doing it on Beard Bros, but it's a fun game. While we were at PAX, Drew had a chance to play it before we were technically at PAX during our retreat. And then when we went to a game store the night before PAX, he made a beeline for Tokyo Highway, picked it up, and he like carried it around like close to his chest the whole night, so that nobody else would buy it. And then I got lucky enough when we were at PAX, there was a booth there. Guy was selling some games, and I got it for like $10 cheaper than he did, but it was like the only copy there. So, but yeah, Tokyo Highway, such a great game. And like I said, just follow me on social media. You'll find all of the games. I'm going to play through at least 365 games this year, so buckle up.
Probably do more than that because I'm already at 36 plays.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have down here in the last 30 days, I have 33 games that I've played since the beginning of the year, that is, in 2019.
Yeah, you'll be good.
So
if you're doing a game a day, you'll be above 365.
I will most certainly.
Just keep a good attitude.
Yeah, well, because we're going to go to convention and we're going to play way more than one game a day.
Well,
and, you know,
we'll see.
Game days and some Saturdays and stuff like that. So, but yeah. Oh, no, Kate, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to break your little rule here. I'm going to plug one more game.
Fine.
Villainous. If you've not played Villainous, this is an awesome, awesome game where you actually get a chance to play as some of Kate's arch nemesis from the Disney universe.
Nemesis.
So
how do you know I'm not one of them?
Because you're a princess. Let's be fair. But you get to play as like Maleficent or the Queen of Hearts or Prince John from Robin Hood. You know, some of these characters, and the gameplay is really cool because it's asymmetrical. If you don't know what that word means, don't feel bad. There are a lot of terms in tabletop gaming, and let us gamesplain to you. Which the asymmetrical portion of it is that you have a player board that is your own. You have your own specific win condition that nobody else has. You have your own specific deck of cards, actually 2 decks. You have a deck that's good and a deck that is bad. That's called your fate deck. But you're playing all at you're taking turns. So one person has a turn, next person has a turn. They have an opportunity to play your fate deck on you if they go to a certain spot on their player board. So like it's this really interesting, like I'm trying to hit my win condition while at the same time trying to keep you from your win condition. But this game is as Ameritrash as it freaking comes because like everything about it is very, 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 very specific to that Disney movie. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. It's infinitely expandable. All they have to do is add more villains to it, and the game goes up. So yeah, that's Villainous. Just go get it. It's like $35. You can pick it up at Target. Just go now. You can pause this podcast, or if you're listening on your mobile device, your mobile rotary telephone, you can go get it right now. But those are just some of the games that we've been playing, and hopefully you guys are playing some games too, and you can tell us right here on this podcast, whether you're listening to it on lovethynerd.com or on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you are. Just hit us up and let us know. You can follow us on Twitter, Free Play Podcast.
Free Play Podcast.
There it is.
And you'll definitely want to follow us.
We're pretty.
The tweets have been so good. Did you see the one today?
Ooh, did I? Yeah, absolutely I did. Quick story about that tweet. Okay, so I legit did get a call from, where was it? South Africa or something? Jamaica. That's where it was. And I'm glad you remember. I don't remember where it's from.
I wrote it down in the moment.
We were actually having a meeting about what we're going to be doing on upcoming episodes of this podcast. And I was like, guys, I have to take this call. I don't get calls like this very often. And the guy's like, hey, I just wanted to see if you got that email about the $6.5 million check that you have been chosen to receive. And I was like,
lucky. You
have got to be kidding me. $6.5 million. I can do so much money. I can do so much with that money. So he's like, oh yeah, you didn't get the phone call or the email? And I was like, no, I think I would have remembered a phone call or an email about $6.5 million. And he's like, oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, you seem pretty excited. Are you ready to receive this check? And I was like, I don't know a single person who wouldn't be excited about $6.5 million. And it was at that point that he hung up on me. And yeah, I was super sad about that. I was super sad.
Maybe he'll listen to this and have a change of heart.
Oh, he's an avid listener. I know that about him. His name's probably Greg or Tim or something like that.
It was something like that. It was like Kevin or Greg.
Yeah, it was some generic name.
Sorry about that.
So, but anyway, go follow us on social media, on Twitter. That's where Kate's really trying to push everybody to. And let us know, what games are you playing? Are there things that we should be playing? I have several hundred more games that I need to play. Is there something that I need to be playing? I will say this though, I'm focusing on tabletop. I have played video games. They don't count towards the Bubba Plays a game a day. This is specifically for tabletop for no other reason than to just prove something to myself and to try and increase my social footprint.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's great.
Kate applauds that. So, but let us know what's going on. Hey, Kate, why don't you take us into some community questions? A brand new segment.
Okay, yes. This is a brand new segment, and I asked, like I said earlier, I asked a bunch of people on the community to leave questions that they want us to answer in a thread, and I picked a couple for us to answer today that were timely and worked with what we're talking about. So don't be all lengthy with your answer. Just give a normal length answer.
Don't make me go.
Just, I don't know. Okay, the first question is from Randy Romig.
Nailed it. Probably.
Yeah.
I try my best. If I butcher your name, my bad. The question is, which are you more looking forward to in 2019? Video games or tabletop games? Matt, answer the question, please.
I specifically said not to go first, but tabletop games. I can't think of one video game that I'm just like dying to get my hands on the rest of this year.
Kingdom Hearts, maybe?
The rest of this year? It's only the beginning. How do you even know?
Yeah. I know. Well, okay, Animal Crossing would be on the list.
Oh my god!
There we go.
But probably tabletop games. Typically, I'm looking forward to those. There are several that are on my list. Architects in West Kingdom.
Yes,
just to name a few. But those are already out. But I'm looking forward to having them in my possession. Pug Throne.
Yes.
Dice Throne Season 3 later.
Oh my gosh, such yes. A lot of yes.
Kate.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah, you have to follow it up. Kate, what games are you, or what are you more excited
about?
about?
Thought you were just going to say something.
Kate, you stink. Okay. What about you?
Okay.
Just kidding. You smell really nice.
Over the internet.
Yeah. I'm going to call out Nintendo and be like, you guys need to step up because I'm dying here with the Switch games. There's like no selection for a big time investment game on the Switch. Where
Metroid
are you guys at? I had a gift card. I had a gift card for Amazon, and I put it on Amazon because I bought some guitar strings. I wanted to buy another Switch game. There were none. Now, you know what's going to happen? My Amazon gift card is going to get spent on like car parts and coffee press from Steven, and I don't want that to happen.
You can buy us a game.
Yeah.
I want to buy myself a game. It's already.
But do you want to see them go to car parts or someone's?
Well, it's like I feel like God told me that it was for me to buy a game.
For Matt
myself.
And Bubba. Okay, yeah.
He said self-care is good.
We receive different visions, and that happens from time to time. That's okay.
Yeah, it really does.
But long story short, I want
wish
to
list,
see
just in case.
Video games. I want to see Switch games. I'm calling out Nintendo. I want to see a great year for Switch. I do not want to see Animal Crossing pushed to 2020. Please.
No. Which will probably happen.
That's my number one prayer request. Please. Please no.
I think here's what you're going to see. I think that you're going to see a Pokemon game. I was just talking about this today with somebody. We'll see the mainstream Pokemon title. And I think you will see Luigi's Mansion. I think those are
I don't care.
I'm just saying, I think that's what you have. You need get Smash Bros and deal with it and suck it up and play all of the freaking indie titles that are coming out from now until 2020.
I know that's what it's going to be, but that's what I'm saying.
Indie titles and third party. That's kind of where you're living right now.
I'm looking forward to Switch games in 2019 to blow my mind.
Well, yeah.
Next.
I am not looking forward to Switch titles. I'm not putting any of my eggs in the video game basket because I've been burned too many times before. But what I will do is I will get hyped about tabletop. Shocker, Bubba's hyped about tabletop. You know what?
That's fine.
You can just not right now.
No, it's fine.
But that's where my hype is. Some titles that I'm really actually super excited about are Title Blades. That one I'm probably more excited about that one than I thought that I would be. But I think maybe my anticipation, that's a word, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
My
anticipation is heightened because I was ready to play that game at PAX and then it wasn't there. So Now I have that to deal with. But that one from Skybound, I'm ready for that. And also, obviously Pog Throne. That's launching on Kickstarter February 14th. And oh man, there are just so many games that are coming out. I've backed 2 or 3 games already this year that may or may not fulfill within the calendar year. So I don't know. We'll see. There are some video games, though. I don't want to throw all the shade. Anthem looks pretty dope. I know it had a rough start.
Oh,
but
well, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get too far into it, but that one really does get me pretty excited. I also am pretty excited about Kingdom Hearts 3, which is launching, depending on when you listen to this podcast, now. You probably have it in your hands to play, or it'll at least be ready for pre-download on your favorite console. So I don't know. There's a lot to be excited about, and people are saying, "Oh, hey, these are the most anticipated games of 2019." We don't even know really what all is coming out in 2019 yet. It is currently January the 28th, and we know absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So us industry folk will tell you things, and then they will change. So just deal with that.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This is definitely a short answer.
Yeah, we'll
Mike
see.
Pfeiffer. I could answer this one.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
Pfeiffer asks, question, why so long between seasons?
None of your beeswax. Next question.
Answer is because we need a break, and it's Christmas. We're not going to be trying to record a podcast over Christmas.
Yeah.
And it just
is rough. It's rough to record in December because everybody's doing 100,000 things, and I work at a church, and so December is real busy. We got to get ready for Jesus' birthday, and in doing that, there's a bunch of stuff. We usually have productions that are going on, and it really just feels like a good start to the season to do a live episode, and PAX is the first show of the year. PAX South is, so...
Yep.
It's an easy end and an easy start. So don't forget that you can always go back and listen to all of the podcasts that we have, and whether that be us or Humans of Gaming or now the Pull List. So if not, I've got 1,000 podcasts I can recommend to you. So get good. Or go spend time with a family member. I don't know. Do some IRL stuff.
Go play games.
Yeah.
Go play games. All the games that we talked about, go play them.
But hey, if you want us to answer your question here on this podcast, then all you have to do is just follow the thread in the Love Thy Nerd community. If you're not a part of our community, just go to Facebook and search Love Thy Nerd community. We'll let you in real quick. And then you can ask your questions, and we may or may not answer them right away, but we have a whole slew of questions, a plethora, as it were, of questions
Definitely.
that we can answer, that we'll continue to draw from. So even if you answered in that first thread, don't worry, we may still get to your question later on in the season. All right,
Just ask good questions.
Kate, take us into the topic.
Okay, so topic for today is Anthem VIP, which means very important person.
Ooh-wee.
Demo that happened over the weekend. That was a disaster.
Well,
I
that's your
figure
opinion.
you guys don't know. Well,
It's also true, but
that's what we're going to talk about. So I figured you guys are in tabletop land. There are some disasters happening in the video game world, and this is one of them.
My bandwidth never will top.
Yep, exactly.
See, exactly. So basically, the root of the issue is there was a demo over the weekend for VIPs, meaning those who had already pre-ordered the game. Everybody's excited about Anthem. It's the most highly anticipated Bioware game, which makes me salty because I wanted another Dragon Age, not this trash. And I think this is just, I don't know. I don't want to say I told you so. You should have made another Dragon Age first, but whatever.
Some heavy shade coming from Katawake over there.
I'm just super salty. I'll get over it. Anyways,
No,
the
I don't
problem
think you-
was all these people were excited to play the demo. And then when it's time to play it, guess what? Server issues, can't get through. People were spending hours and hours and hours and hours trying to get through just to play a little bit of the demo.
Yeah.
I read a tweet that someone spent 5 hours trying to get in and played 30 minutes.
Ooh-wee.
Like, this isn't an open demo.
Did it kick you or what?
The most common thing that I saw was just continuous loading screen. and then it would just, or continuous loading screen and then it would crash, or just continuous loading screen with no response, or a thing that said server is full.
So once it kicked you, then you would have to jump back into the queue. Is that right?
Yes.
Oof.
And so a notable quote from this article that we're talking about that kind of goes over everything is from PC Gamer. A quote from the article says, "It's just baffling that the same issues that plagued World of Warcraft's launch in 2004 still cast a shadow over games that release today."
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that big time. A lot of games will do this, right? They'll have, I think they're kicking themselves by labeling a VIP demo.
Yeah.
I think that they should have just said, "Hey guys, we want you to get in on our beta test." If they would have just said beta test, then everybody would have been fine. But this is a VIP demo, which, to be honest, if you think about the server load, all you had to do was pre-order the game. And
yeah, and so it's like they knew exactly the amount of people that potentially could be trying to play this demo, right? So people are throwing
yes and
mad
no.
shade and trash over Twitter at the devs. And it's like,
so
do you
yes and no.
blame...
They may not have known, because like if you went to GameStop and you pre-ordered the game, you got a demo code. You know, like it wasn't
so there'd
just
be too many.
Yeah, it wasn't just PC. That was one of the things I asked was, "Hey, what console or what platform are you playing on?" And I know that Chris Poirier was saying he was playing on Xbox. Some people said that they were playing on PlayStation or whatever, you know. So it's like, it was this, maybe they were having a finite number of servers, right? Like a very low number, not just finite, but super low, running it for this period of time, and they weren't ready for the load. And that happens, right? Like whenever games do betas, that's really what they're testing. They're testing, does the game break? And also, what's the server load going to be like? Like, how much can we actually deal with? And they're not the only game.
People were expecting a full demo, like not a beta, but a total demo of the game. And instead they got 5 hours of loading time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people canceled their pre-orders and like screenshotted it and were like, "Oh, look, I canceled."
Which is
kind of just adding to it. So it's like, well, is it everybody's going to multiplayer online video game playing, right? But is the internet even at a place where it can keep up? I mean, you'd think so.
Well, I mean, but here we are with Matt on this podcast trying to...
with Matt fixing his internet.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Him fixing it, all this stuff with Anthem and people just talking trash. And it's like, can you blame the devs for internet issues?
I think, yes, I think you can. I don't think that we should. I'm kind of the camp that let's throw as little shade as possible. There are a bunch of games that go to market every year that aren't necessarily ready to go to market, but yet they get there anyway, and you can play them. You can have fun. I really, if you go back, what was that space game that we were...
No Man's Sky.
That's the one. No Man's Sky. So like it didn't deliver on all of its promises, and it got sued. And we talked about that. We were like, look, that was an overreaction. But then they came back and they fixed everything, but bridges had already been burned by then. Like for people to say, "Hey, come back," I'm like, you know what? Fool me once, right? Shame on me, or shame on you. Fool me twice, that's shame on me. I don't want to walk back into that. But I think with Anthem, like it's grippy enough that when it is working, some people have even said that, hey, this is a destiny killer. Like it's going to be the game that replaces other games of its genre for you. It's beautiful. You get to be Iron Man, whatever. I'm speaking as a guy who didn't play the demo, the VIP demo. I thought about going and pre-ordering it just to get in on it, but then I was like, I'm not really going to have the time to throw at this at all.
Yeah.
So I passed on it, and I'm okay with that. But for people to be acting the way that they're acting about it, like if you want to cancel your pre-order, look, man, cancel your pre-order. Who cares? It's your money. You should really be playing a game that you feel is worth your time and your money. And if Anthem is not that game, then don't play it. But
and you don't need to be throwing all this stuff on Twitter.
Well, yeah. I mean, welcome to the
Just to
internet.
be like,
right?
it's like turned into a witch burning.
Oh yeah.
About the internet and Bioware. It's like, let's take a breath real quick.
Yeah. I mean, really, we vote with our pocketbooks, our wallets and whatnot. So if you don't like the game, just don't buy the game. I don't think it's cool to trash somebody, drag them through the mud. Especially because of our stance here at Love Thy Nerd. We're not necessarily like, hey, this game is good, this game is bad, but we think that every game has an audience, and we want to help that game find its audience. We want to help those developers make those connections if we can. And it's really easy with a game like Anthem because you already have the connections with BioWare and the thematic, stance with Destiny, that it's really not that big of a leap to get there. But if the game is broken or if your internet can't keep up, I get it. I just really think that they shot themselves in the foot the most with how they labeled it.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
Like,
I think that was a big problem with
treat
it.
your VIP, like what's it going to be like for the regulars who get the game?
Yeah, and why should I, a VIP, stay after this experience? Like with this game, I want to have an awesome experience that highlights what I'm going to be playing with the full launch. So the title of that article was Anthem's VIP demo isn't giving me much faith in a smooth launch. Yeah,
and I think it's a beta. So it's not fully ready for a demo, like full demo yet. They're not ready for a full launch. They've still got just a little bit of time before they've got a full launch. But it wasn't a VIP thing. It shouldn't have been labeled that. You're going to be fine. Don't feel like you're missing out on something. You were actually part of making that game better by doing that. I don't think you should wait 5 hours in line to play a video game. I will say this, when we were at PAX South, I didn't play Days Gone. I didn't play Resident Evil 2. I didn't do the Minecraft escape room. I didn't do all these different things because of the lines. So I'm not willing to wait in lines in physical space. I'm definitely not going to do it in digital space.
Same.
Yeah.
I would ask Matt what he thinks, but we won't be able to hear it.
Oh, I got you. That's what Matt thinks. No, Matt, why don't you try? What do you think about all this?
Just try to get a sentence.
I think it's stupid and people need to calm down. That's kind of what I think.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
I think people are just used to instant gratification, and they should not have called it VIP. They should have just said, hey, you get early beta. We're working on the details. People want to complain.
Yeah.
Sorry if you guys complain, but just think about it. People are doing their best.
It kind of feels like all of this, calling it VIP and giving early access or whatever, it kind of feels to me like a really bad investment call. Like, hey, we want to get in and show you guys what you're paying for, and thanks for this. And then it's like everybody's like, but your product is bad. If this is what my money is getting me and potentially other people, why would I continue to invest in this thing? And that, I think, if people even aren't thinking about it like that, that's what they think their $5 at GameStop is like, excuse me? This needs to be perfect, and so make it perfect. Bad form, BioWare. I think you guys are better than that. You can be better. I have faith in you. Maybe next time don't call it a VIP demo.
Call it the next Dragon Age game, and then don't do any VIP demos.
Kate would love that. That's all Kate's ever wanted. She's never asked you for anything.
Just
that's all she wants.
I didn't ask you for this. Did you not hear me?
Yeah, check your DMs.
I don't.
Kate's got you, BioWare.
No, it's just interesting, as games are evolving into this really heavy emphasis on online. That's basically what all this stuff is now. So of course, if they're saying, oh, this is going to be the next big Destiny and this is how it performs, then people are like, oh, you guys suck. not really thinking about how much the internet, there is some stuff that can't be controlled with the internet. There is some stuff that can be controlled. Either way, it just turned into a dumpster fire.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's also like, we've got friends in the tabletop industry that make games, and we were talking with them a couple weeks ago, and they were saying, yeah, when you have such an approachable community, when you use XYZ terminology, people feel like they can speak into your product, and if you don't make the changes that they demand, then they feel like they're being wronged. Like, well, I am this investor. I am just as much a part of this project as you are. That it's entitlement, and I think that we as gamers suffer from entitlement. Thank you, Kickstarter, much appreciated.
Yukon Salon, where you at?
Hey, now, why do we always have to be bringing that name up?
Because maybe he's going to listen, and maybe it'll convict him, and he'll feel bad. And he'll send him on.
All it does is trigger my PTSD. But here's the thing, like, I think that we can be better as gamers, right? Like, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to, with Love Thy Nerd, we're trying to encourage people and train people how to be better gamers, whether it's in the physical space or in the digital space. And by being a better person, that means that, developers are people too. Bioware may just be this corporate entity, but there are people working their freaking butts off to make a great game. And it doesn't always go the way that they plan it. And I know, working as a technical director in my day job, that you can spend forever on a thing and computers are out to get you. So
well, look at today's podcast.
Tell me about it.
I feel fine.
Good luck, Clausen.
Digital demons. But that's our 2 cents on this. Is all the things that we said. And we think that you guys can be better. You're welcome to have opinions. Please share your opinions with us on this podcast page on lovethynerd.com. Or you can do it right there in the comments on this podcast post in our Facebook group. So, but we want to continue the conversation with you. Let us know on Twitter, at Freeplay Podcast, what you think. Did you have a good experience? Did you have a bad experience? Are you still excited about Anthem? I mentioned that it's one of my, most anticipated games of 2019. I still think it's going to be dope. But we want to know what you guys think. Because we have opinions. We have a podcast just full of opinions. So,
and we're curious people.
Yeah, Soup's totes curious. But guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the Free Play Podcast, episode 2 of season 2. We in a brand new season. What?
Woohoo!
Be sure to check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, and really anywhere else that podcasts can be found. And if you cannot find us where you listen to podcasts, please let me know, Bubba at lovethynerd.com, and I will do my best with the help of Clausen to get us where we need to be so that you can put us into your ear holes. If you're not already a part of our Love Thy Nerd Facebook group, do it. Just do it. It's going to be... It's cathartic. 10 out of 10 therapists recommend that you just join the Love Thy Nerd community. And to do so, like I said before, just search for Love Thy Nerd on Facebook. 2 things are going to come up. You're going to find our Facebook page. Go ahead and like that. You're going to want to find that and be a part of it, because if you are on our podcast page and you're following that, liking that, you're going to get the ding of when we go live every Friday with Beard Bros, Beard Bros, which is the show where Matt and I live on Facebook with the video, where everything is, audio and video work 9 out of 15 times.
You guys sound great.
Yeah, it sounds good. Kate's there in the comments, following along, doing all that stuff. But we usually talk about board games and tabletop stuff, and we'll usually review games that we are playing or that we have review copies of from these conventions. So you're going to want to like that, and also just get in on the community, like I said. That's where you can hang out and talk with a bunch of nerds and geeks about all sorts of things. Those dudes and dudettes just run wild in there, and I love it. Absolutely love it. You can also find us, like I said, on Facebook and also Twitter and Instagram at Love Thy Nerd on all of the socials. Thanks, Kate, for making that easy to do.
You're welcome.
But once again, like I said, that's going to do it for this episode of the Free Play Podcast. My name is Bubba Stallcup.
I'm Choppy McWarmbeer.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm Kate Katawaki.
Hey guys, if nobody tells you today, please, please, please remember, and I promise that it's true, that Jesus loves you, nerds.
You have been listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
You may be new to the pull list. Nope.
Yeah, this is not the pull
Well,
list.
you could be new to the pull
This
list,
is the
but
Free Play Podcast.